Look at that. This has to be one of the most expensive builds I've ever done, most elaborate build I've ever done for a computer. And the purpose of this computer, which I'm sure a lot of you guys in the know what this is built for. And for those of you that don't, this is built for cryptocurrency mining. Yes, I've become and joined the enemy by becoming a cryptocurrency miner and hoarding all of these GPUs. Right now it's about October 5, and there's a huge GPU shortage around the world. GPUs are insanely expensive, 2 to 3 times more what their retail price is supposed to be, and that's insane. Part of it is the silicon shortage, part of it is crypto mining boom, part of it is companies not forecasting the demand that these things would have. Here I am in the end of October of 2021, and I've built this guy. Well, actually, I built him in the middle of September. Didn't know exactly my path in all this. Wasn't really into cryptocurrency, wasn't really into any of that stuff until I saw how the price shot up in the beginning of 2021. That got my attention. And then I didn't have the money to spend on cryptocurrency, so I looked into mining it. And I had a gaming laptop, which I used to mine the cryptocurrency, and saw just how profitable it was for that little machine to do it. Slowly built up my rig. Wanted to do it as cheaply as possible, and so I started slow. I had got this one. This is a RTX 3070, and this one is an identical card, an RTX 3070. Both of them are non-low hash rate editions, because now NVIDIA is making cards that are low hash rates for Ethereum, which I think is dumb. It doesn't do anything because miners are going to buy it anyway, as evidenced by this guy, which is a 3070, a low hash rate edition, which I'm still using to mine cryptocurrency. These two are AMD Radeons. They are the RX 6800 XTs. They're both identical cards. Now, in another mining rig, I got a 3060, which I got off of a Newegg Shuffle, RTX 3060. It's a version 2 3060, and I also got a Radeon RX 6700 XT. These Radeons are only really good for mining Ethereum. I'm starting to find out, so I'm probably going to stay away from these cars. It's not going to be proof of work anymore. It's going to be proof of stake, and so it's going to render these useless unless I can find another crypto to mine using Equihash. But these guys, my NVIDIAs, they can mine anything. So I think I'll stock up on NVIDIA cards more in the future, whether they're the low hash rate edition or the non-low hash rate and the low hash rate, whichever. Started with these two over here, the 3070s, and I saw how much I would make in a short amount of time. I think in about 2 months, no, not 2 months, 4 months, with the addition of my gaming laptop, I was able to mine about $2,000 worth of cryptocurrency. Or no, it was $1,800 worth of cryptocurrency. Market is going up and down, seesawing, but it's still worth a lot. And but it proved to me that it is possible to make some money off of this. Eventually get to a point where all I'm doing is making money off of this and making enough money to pay for my electricity. So right now, I know a lot of you gamers out there who are trying to build a system are hating on me right now. But yes, I've joined the dark side and I've bought this. But I've bought these at scalper prices, at the inflated prices right now that plague the market of GPUs. I tried to get the lowest possible dollar, or try to buy them at the lowest possible cost, but it is very difficult because everybody's fighting for these GPUs. But I got 4 of them, or 5 of them here, and I got another 2 in my other place. I'm making this video to not just to kind of sort of explain why I've kind of joined this, and to show this rig off, because this rig is not going to exist anymore. I'm going to upgrade it. This motherboard that I have right here, and so That's one of the joys of playing around with this hardware, is that I'm discovering incompatibilities everywhere, and things are not what they seem or what I thought they would be. So this motherboard I've had since, I don't know, 4 or 5, no, maybe 6 years ago. Maybe 6 years ago. Or more than 6 years ago. I don't know. When did the X79s come out? So this is an X79 motherboard with a i7 Extreme CPU. It has 32 gigs of RAM. Complete overkill for a mining rig, but it's what I have. And it's an ATX motherboard with 6 slots. And remember I mentioned, you would think that you could plug in 6 GPUs in there. That's not the case. There's a limitation actually with how many GPUs a motherboard can get or can have. So I have to upgrade the motherboard to something that can support more than 5 GPUs. Every time I add the 6th GPU right here on the side, the whole thing just crashes, and it's a pain to start up again. I have to go wipe the CMOS, redo my settings, and then that endless cycle. So it can only support 5. I bought a motherboard, a CPU, and some RAM to replace this, something much more appropriate that can hopefully get me over this 5 GPU barrier, and I want to get up to 8 in this rig. This mining frame can hold up to 8 GPUs. The other concern is that, or the other issue that I've run into is power, supplying power to all of my GPUs. And I'm learning, I'm learning on a very daily, weekly, whatever basis that things aren't exactly what I thought they were, or issues come up. So the new issue that I've also found, not only do motherboards not accept GPUs as the number of slots that they got, but the number of the power supply is also very important. I got this 1600 watt power supply thinking it could power my entire mining rig, and theoretically it can. I'm only pulling about 800 watts right now, from the wall. I have a meter over there. I have a meter over there at the wall. You can't see the meter. Anyway, the limitation I have right now is the number of cables coming out of the power supply and how much power is going through each of the cables. So that's another learning point. So what I should have actually done is got maybe two 1200 watt power supplies and split the duty between them, and then got a mining rig frame that can support 2 power supplies. If I was only planning 6, then I think this would be fine. But I got to use lower power GPUs if I'm only going to use this one power supply. But unfortunately, I got 3070s, and then I got the 6800s, and that's going to pull a lot of power if I add another couple of GPUs in there to expand this mining rig. So I'm going to have to connect a second power supply to this guy if I want it to be an 8 GPU rig. And yeah, especially with the GPU I have on order. I have a RTX 3080 coming in, and that's going to pull some serious power. Maybe I won't put it in here. I think I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to put it in my video editing frame or my workstation, and then I'll have that mining when I'm not editing videos or playing games. And that'll be my flex machine where I can mine whatever crypto I want to mine. This will be the one where I'll set it and just let it run. It's going to have a odd mix of GPUs because, shortage. So it's whatever I can grab for a decent price. So far I think I've spent in this little venture of mine for cryptocurrency maybe around $10,000. And that includes the parts that I'm upgrading this guy with. I'm upgrading the motherboard, CPU, RAM, like I said earlier, and I'm going to add another power supply, which means I have to have a cable that can switch between the power supplies. So yeah, this is like a one-shot video, a very, very quick introduction into what I am doing with this guy and how I got into this. Well, not really how I got into this, but some of the pains of creating this beautiful machine. Right now I am inside my garage, so it gets pretty hot here thanks to this guy. So I'm gonna have to in the future think about cooling. Now the winter months are the fall and winter months are here, um, and the temperatures are dropping. So hopefully that will give me several months, maybe 6 months to keep this rig in here while I think about or plan on what to do to cool this during the spring and the summer. Because I cannot keep this here for those super hot months without any cooling. Um, Putting this in the house, oh my gosh, too much. Too much heat is generated in the house. I keep setting off my AC, and I'm using a ton of electricity as a result. So, yeah, I need to figure out how to cool this guy. Hopefully, putting it in here during the winter months will buy me some time. So, um, kind of like, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna go and make a video on upgrading this guy because I really want to get as many GPUs on this frame as possible. So that brings the other thing, it's the power draw. There's so many things you gotta consider when you go and venture into this. So not only how you build the machine, what parts you use, how you spread the power out, but now I'm drawing a ton of wattage from the wall, or yeah, a ton of power from the wall, and so I may need to someday in the future upgrade the power going into my garage, like maybe a separate 30 amp circuit to keep up with all of the mining rigs I plan to build. Because this is not going to be the last one. It's the first one, but it's not going to be the last one, and so I need to prepare for that in the future. But that's going to be another time, another discussion. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of this. I'm sure there'll be gamers out there cussing me out for hoarding all these GPUs. Well, I'm gonna hoard more. Um, Sorry, gotta make a living. I gotta make some passive income, and this is my way to do it. At least for now, you know. It's nice to make some money for just having some hardware that sits there all day. So yeah. See you in the next one, guys.